So the green light flashes on the start-finish line as the senior Rotax final gets underway with the sighting and formation lap. Let's have a look at the grid. So in pole position, it is Rhys Hunter, and alongside will be Belgium's Luca Larini. Lewis Gilbert and Clayton Ravenscroft on row number 2. Dylan LaHaye and Zsombor Kovac from Belgium and Hungary, respectively, row 3. Then it's Ilian Brunsils and France's Noah Hipp, row 4. Row 5 is James Johnson and Lars Zanen. The top 20 are completed by the following drivers: Kai Hunter, Sam Bergstein, Enzo Calderas, Linus Henson, Nathan Schaefer, Kevin Kremers, Alexander Abkazava, Miska Kaskinen, Lars Van Vark and Vincent Boutier. Rounding out the 36 strong, it's like this: Max Stemerdink, Nicolas Picot, Zino Kovac, Paul Fokema, Andrei Petrovic, Nick Coppens, Luca Costa, Kai Relats, Mads Ries, Matthew Higgins, Mathis Parlon, Christian Decline, Milan Coppens, Clint Schuring, Ruben Volt, and Sebastian Bailey at the end of the 36 strong. So 59 drivers came into this weekend. Only the top 36 made it through. And here they are, the stars of the show, front and centre. The pace now slows to a crawl as the drivers get themselves ready for racing once again. So out of the final corner, they split. They go into the tram lines. Revs rise. The Rotax Max Euro Golden Trophy Senior Rotax final is underway. And we're off and racing. And into the first corner. Who is leading? It looks to be Luca Larini. As they go through turn 3, 4 and 5 for the first time. And Rhys Hunter close on the back bumper of the 356. There's been a little bit of tussling at the back end of the order, including the 659, well, the 635 of Milan Coppens and the 639 of Mathis Parlon, as Clayton Ravenscroft now joins the three-way scrap at the front of the field. Zsombor Kovac up into 4th place ahead of Dylan LaHaye, but LaHaye is going to try and get past. Lewis Gilbert is also with them as the Scotsman, Dori in Asia, closes in on the 348s from Belgium. First lap almost in the books, and it's Luca Larini that leads the way as Lewis Gilbert makes his way through turn 12 on Dylan LaHaye for 5th place. Larini leads. Hunter, Ravenscroft, Kovac, Gilbert, LaHaye, Bergstein, Zanen, Nathan Schaefer up to 9th, ahead of James Johnson and Kai Hunter. That's your top 11. Andrei Petrovic from Serbia, unfortunately, has dropped to the back end of the field. Looks like it's going to be a tall order to come back from there, but the top 3 cannot be separated as they bump over the curbs going through turn 7 off of the Europolan. And Ravenscroft up the inside of Rhys Hunter to take 2nd. And now the chase begins. A few other drivers, James Johnson making up a place. I think he just got past Lara Zanen. As Larini leads them across the line to start lap number 3. Gap between him and Ravenscroft is just over 3.5 tenths. Sam Bergstein, who had a quick catch-up with earlier on, has just put in the fastest lap, 54.539. As some dramas happening a bit further down the order. There's Lars Zanen, Lars Van Vark gets passed by Max Stemerdink. Now it is a drag race down the Europolan. Larini still leads the way. Ravenscroft, and we've had a time penalty issued. Sam Bergstein let all four wheels drift out of the tram lines, and the Dutch driver now ends up with an automatic 5-second time penalty. And that will drop him outside of the top 10 at the very, very least. As Hunter, Ravenscroft with a perler of a move. He left it right up until the last moment, and Rhys Hunter managed to get through too, but was denied by Larini going through into turn 4. Zsombor Kovacs and Lewis Gilbert now make it a 5-kart train as they make their way down the Europolan, and Zsombor Kovacs probably not happy, but he's not going to be happy now because Lewis Gilbert up the inside to take P4. And Ravenscroft has got a little bit of daylight. He's now going to start pushing. The Brit on the 6.49 entry, coming through into turn 10, leads the way. LaHaye now joins the party. Sam Bergstein is coming along for the ride, but he's got a 5-second time penalty. So that's going to allow Kai Hunter to have a chance to move up the order as Lewis Gilbert. Has he made up another position? He has, and that's ahead of Zsombor Kovacs as Luca Larini now finds himself down in 5th position and at the mercy of one Dylan LaHaye. We're coming to the conclusion of the first 4 minutes of this race, and at the moment the pace is being set by Clayton Ravenscroft and Rhys Hunter. They've been running, Ravenscroft last time around did a 55.177. Rhys Hunter a 55.443. Lewis Gilbert running in the 55.2s. So the Scotsman has got the pace. He knows this track well, as does Ravenscroft. They have ventured over here in years past. Across the line once again to complete lap number 5. On to lap 6 we go. Ravenscroft still leads the way. Rhys Hunter, Lewis Gilbert, Zsombor Kovacs, Luca Larini, Dylan LaHaye, Sam Bergstein, Kai Hunter now closing in. And the 380 from the United Kingdom sits in 8th position. James Johnson makes it another Brit in the top 10. So does Nathan Chafer. So that makes 60% of the top 10 all British drivers. Ravenscroft knows that he's got a fight on his hand because Rhys Hunter is bringing the ammunition. Andrej Petrovic, unfortunately, has retired. Moves up the order by Kevin Kramer's 33rd. Liam Brunsils, 29th behind Nick Coppens. Milan Coppens, 26th. Paul Fauquemin, 21st. Nicolas Picot now up into 19th. Matthew Higgins and Vincent Bouteiller running out the top 13, with Higgins in 12th. 8.5 minutes still to go. 2 tenths covered the first 2. As Ravenscroft still keeping Rhys Hunter at bay. It's not a case of if, it's a case of when will Rhys Hunter make the move. But you've got to keep your eyes on Lewis Gilbert. Kai Hunter has just set the fastest lap of the race. 1 lap ago, 54.435 as Rhys Hunter gets through, squeezes up the inside of Clayton Ravenscroft through turn 7. And Lewis Gilbert now joins the 3-kart train at the front of the field as Luca Larini back up into 4th place ahead of Zsombor Kovacs. Dylan LaHaye in the 3.48 from Belgium, just behind the Hungarian in P6. Kai Hunter and James Johnson are Sam Bergstein are chasing them down. So Kai Hunter has got himself up into 7th, and Ravenscroft retakes the lead, going through turn 2 on lap 8. Gilbert, in the meantime, is with them, and he's not letting them get away. And Gilbert up the inside of Hunter, through into turn 6 onto the Europlan. So the Scotsman from Potenza Racing Engines now goes defensive. Here comes Luca Larini, and he got through on Rhys Hunter through turn 7 by the narrowest of margins. And now Kai Hunter has just got past Dylan LaHaye. But Ravenscroft has got a little bit more daylight now between himself and Lewis Gilbert, as we've gone past the halfway point of the timer, counting down from 14 minutes to ground zero. Ravenscroft lead is now nearly 4.5 tenths of a second ahead of Lewis Gilbert. So Ravenscroft has now got to push. Got to start building a lead. And Senior Rotax, even if there's 6.5 minutes still to go and you're leading the race, there's still every opportunity that you might come under pressure later on. Marini staying ahead of Reese Hunter. That's the battle for third and fourth on the road as they go through turn number 8 and into the left-hand hairpin here at turn 9. As Reese Hunter starts to put the pressure back on Luca Larini for P3, going into turn 12, and the brick goes up the inside. Reese Hunter back up into third place. Ravenscroft leads them on to lap number 10. We're into double digits, but the gap now is 3 tenths between him and Lewis Gilbert. Reese Hunter back up into P3. Larini down to 4th. Kai Hunter up into 5th ahead of Zombor Kovac. Sam Bergstein runs 7th on the road ahead of Dylan LaHaye. James Johnson, Nathan Schaefer, and now Matthew Higgins is up into 11th, having started down in 30th position. And the race went lights out almost 9 minutes ago. So we've now got a time penalty issued by Race Control on the 397. Lara Zainen, who gets a 5-second penalty for causing an avoidable collision. Ravenscroft still continues to lead. Now it's becoming a bit of a dogfight at the front once again, but this time Lewis Gilbert is the one in the middle. And at the moment, it's a top 4 British lockout, courtesy of Ravenscroft, Gilbert, Reese Hunter, Kai Hunter. Luca Larini is with them. Zombor Kovac trailing them ever so slightly, but don't count him out, as Gilbert was looking for a possible chance to get through on turn 12, but Ravenscroft was a bit too far ahead for the Scotsman to get through. Into turn 2 we go once again. Now onto lap number 12. As the sun is definitely in abundance here at Karting Genk. But with this quartet at the front, no one can separate them. But now Lewis Gilbert makes the move on Ravenscroft. Reese Hunter up the inside. Kai Hunter up the inside. Ravenscroft to the outside of the Europolan. Now the two Hunters, it's Reese leading Kai, as Clayton Ravenscroft manages to use the outside edge of turn 7 to get past Larini and Gilbert, and they're battling over 4th place. And now the train is starting to extend. Oh, and there's been a moment. Sam Bergstein sideways and off. Sam Bergstein got compromised, and then all of a sudden he found himself sideways. And Sam Bergstein off. And that was heading on the approach into turn number 10. And you can see the disappointment on the young man's face. Reese and Kai Hunter lead the way. And now Clayton Ravenscroft is the one that has to chase them down, and considerably has to do so in the next 2 minutes and 40 seconds, plus an additional lap. The 2 tenths separate the two brothers. Reese and Kai Hunter, they are leading the way, but Clayton Ravenscroft, what does he have in his box of tricks this afternoon? The 6:49 from KR Sports has been leading the race for the majority of it. Further changes down the order. I think Linus Henson has just made up a place as we go into the final 2 minutes. Reese Hunter leads by 0.133 ahead of brother Kai. The gap between Ravenscroft and Kai Hunter is just under 7 tenths of a second. As Reese and Kai Hunter, it's basically line astern for the two brothers as Kai Hunter's saying, come on, hurry up, let's just pull away from him. So the last 90 seconds plus an additional lap could decide who will be our 2021 Rotax Max Euro Golden Trophy Senior Rotax Champion. As it is at the moment 1, 2, 3, 4 Brits that lead the way. Reese Hunter brings them on to start lap number 15. Gap between him and his brother Kai was just under 2 tenths. Ravenscroft is starting to go a little bit faster now. But is it going to be enough for the 649? And he was the quickest out of the top 3. Lewis Gilbert's been hitting the 55 zeros. He's pulled away from Zsombor Kovács. And again, the signal from Kai Hunter saying, look, just keep pushing. We've just got to move forward. As we're now going to go on to the penultimate lap as Kai Hunter up the inside of Reese, and now their brothers are side by side coming through turn 12. 2 more laps to go. And it's about who wants it the most. You might be brothers, you might be under the same awning, but if you want to go for a title such as this, that goes out of the window. And there were 63 thousandths between the pair of them as Kai Hunter looks to get the switch back on brother Reese, who still leads. And they're fighting, but it's an inter-brother squabble. And this is on track. And now Clayton Ravenscroft, he's got an opportunity. Timer hit 0 20 seconds ago. And now Clayton Ravenscroft has an opportunity. It's fast becoming apparent that the 2 brothers, Reese Hunter and Kai Hunter, are battling in between themselves. And that to Ravenscroft signals that he has a chance as we now go on to the final lap. Ravenscroft has got some slipstream. That's going to assist him. And he's going round the outside of turn 2 to try and get the cut back. Through into 2, now into 3. Down the Europolan is probably where it's going to be pretty much decided. We're out of the final corner. Lewis Gilbert now joins the fray. 4-way scrap from the lead on the final lap, and Clayton Ravenscroft sweeps wide out of turn number 6 onto the Europolan. Lewis Gilbert is with them. Kai Hunter goes defensive on Ravenscroft, and oh, the brothers have a little bit of a touch, and Ravenscroft gets through. Whoa, that was close. Hot in the mouth moments as Lewis Gilbert now gets through for 3rd. We've got a couple of more corners to go as Gilbert gets forced out wide. Reese Hunter looks over his right shoulder. He's got 1 more corner to go. It's not going to be enough for Clayton Ravenscroft as Reese Hunter comes out and becomes the Golden Trophy champion by less than 4.5 tenths of a second. Ahead of Clayton Ravenscroft, Kai Hunter rounds out the top 3. Zsombor Kovács, Luca Larini, and Lewis Gilbert round out the top 6 after what was a chess match of senior Rotax proportions. And Reese and Kai Hunter, fist bump. The OK sign from Kai saying, well, mate, you might be my brother, but I'm still going to battle you. But Reese Hunter provisionally is your 2021 Rotax Max Challenge Euro Golden Trophy champion. And it was an all top 3 for the Brits. The drivers now are under full course yellow conditions. So let's have a look at the results for the end of that exciting, enthralling senior Rotax final. Reese Hunter takes the victory ahead of Clayton Ravenscroft by just under 4.5 tenths of a second. Kai Hunter in 3rd, Zsombor Kovács, Luca Ledini, Lewis Gilbert, Dylan LaHaye, James Johnson, Matthew Higgins and Nathan Schaefer round out the top 10. Enzo Calderas, Linus Henson, Alexander Abkazava round out the top 13 positions. Nicolas Picot and Mats Ries ran out the top 20 ahead of the likes of Lars van Vaart, Kilian Brunstils, Noah Hipp, Milan Koppens, Ruben Volt, Kai Gielats, Sebastian Belli, Nick Koppens, Kevin Kramers, Christian de Klein, Zino Kovac, Flint Schuring, Luca Costa, Lara Zanen, with Sam Bergstein out with 6 laps to go, and Andrej Petrovic out very early on indeed.